Hey everyone! As you might have seen, Nootropics Depot has a new website, and that website has a lot of new features. So we thought we'd take the time today to walk you through all of the new features. And this will be really nice because Erica is quite new to the website, so we can use her as a bit of a guinea pig and you'll see some live action reactions to the new features. So let's start on our homepage. When you open up our website, you'll immediately be greeted by this very nice banner with a little button that says, "Let us help." And if you click on there, which we'll do in a second, you'll be taken to a quiz that will allow you to pick a supplement for yourself based on some guided questions that we ask you. Now, if you scroll down a little bit, you will see another section, and this section allows you to get a little bit more granular. So you can click on, for example, I want a supplement for cardiovascular function, for gut health, for energy, and if you click on these separate pages, you'll be taken to a list of all of the supplements that fit into that category, and then you can filter those categories too. We'll show you exactly how that works. This is first an overview of the homepage. If we keep scrolling, here is our medical advisory board, and these are a group of people that are now on our team that is going to review the science that we present to them. We're a very science-based company, and we want to make sure that the science we put out there is correct. So we have this team of amazing and very smart people to go over and double-check our work. This kind of works like the peer review system that you might see in journal articles. Going down a little bit more, here are our featured products. These are kind of the products of the day, so to say. This is what's most popular, what our customers are buying, what our customers are talking about, and that gives you a little bit of an insider knowledge into what's hot right now. Here is a nice overview of our lab. Again, we'll click on all of these and get much more into them. And then here is a collection of all of our buying guides and blogs and workout supplement guides, beginner guides, premium quality supplement guides. We've built up a lot of guides over the years, and they've been a little bit hard to find. So now they're all in one easy to find place. Hey, these people look familiar? It's us. And if you click on this page, you'll get taken to our podcast page. And here's the blogs, which are all written by me. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the products that we carry in an in-depth manner, then click on these blogs and I'll take you through all of the details. And here we have some frequently asked questions. And we've reached the end of the homepage. So now let's scroll back up and let's get into the nitty-gritty. So let's take the test. We'll have Erica take the test because she's new to this, and I'm very curious what direction she chooses. So, Erica, go ahead and get started. What is your primary focus? It can be a primary focus now, like you want to figure out a supplement, for example, for focus. That's your primary objective. Or you might have a bigger overarching goal, and then you can say, I really struggle with hormone support, for example, and that's really the only thing I want to change. I'll just click on that. So you can use it as a very specific way to find certain products. Or if you're totally new and you just have a big general goal, then this is also a good one. So what are you going to pick today?
For today, I'm going to pick energy because I have a pretty busy schedule and my energy is starting to decrease. So let's see what supplements are recommended for me for energy.
And not all of us have dietary restrictions, but there's a lot of us that do. So here you can also filter out different products for their dietary restrictions. Erica has none, so she will not put anything in there. All right.
Now we came to the results, and you're welcome. It says, thank you for taking the quiz. Infinity is the #1 recommendation, and this is a supplement that Emil and I take every single day for its energy benefits. But the great thing about these recommendations is that it tells you the product and then right below the effects that you can expect. So the #1 benefit will be for cognition metabolism, mood, and physical energy. Then there's also Dynamax, which is recommended for cognition, focus, mental energy, and mood. Tribugen, which is going to help with DHT, motivation, libido, and physical energy. And my favorite, which you all know, Mushroom Magic Matcha, which is going to help with cognition, our immune system, physical energy, and mood. I think these are great recommendations.
So, you see it here firsthand. Erica hasn't taken the quiz yet. This is the first time she does it. And Erica has a lot of product knowledge because Erica has been taking these supplements for many, many years. And all of these on this list are supplements that we own and frequently use. Infinibee is in our daily stack. As Erica mentioned, Mushroom Magic Matcha is a mainstay. Tribugen is something that I keep on hand for a quick motivation and energy boost, and you use it sometimes too when you really need to get intense. And Dynamax is just a fantastic all-day kind of caffeinated supplement. So this is a really nice one. But now let's say you're not so familiar with these products. We're familiar with these products. We can both tell you exactly what these do, but I'm assuming not all of you have that level of knowledge. And that's why we've made it easy. So if you now click on the Shop Now button,
we're going to take a closer look at Infinibee.
Yeah.
So I can see just right underneath the main product picture, it tells me that Infinibee is 100% vegan, it's lactose and gluten-free and GMO-free as well. So this gives me some peace of mind when I'm shopping for supplements that I know that what I'm buying is super high quality.
And then if we scroll down, we have those same kind of playing card style icons. So that's really what we wanted to do. We wanted to make it very visually rich so that the information immediately jumps out at you. On our previous website, you really had to do a bit of digging. You had to do a bit more research to really figure out what was this supplement going to do for you. Now it's all laid out there very easily with these icons. So the first icons that we see, if we scroll up just a little bit, is the dose. The dose is 1 capsule. The dose timing is in the morning. The how to take, with or without food. If it says with food, then take it with food. If it says without food, then take it without food. But if it says with or without, it means it's flexible. And you don't really have to be super granular about when you take it. And then the dose frequency, 1 time daily. So this first row of information is really good at showing you exactly how you might be able to fit a supplement into your daily life, which we think is super beneficial because a lot of times we're taking these supplements as an adjunct to our busy lifestyles. So we want to know exactly how it's going to fit in. But in my opinion, more importantly, is the benefits and how long it actually takes to notice those benefits.
This is something that I just saw for the very first time. It says time to notice full effects, 1 to 2 weeks with immediate effects. This is a really, really important new element of the website because a lot of times people will ask us questions based on a podcast topic or a particular product. How long can I expect to take this product before I notice effects? And here you can see that right underneath that essential information on the product page itself. So for Infinibee, that's going to be between 1 to 2 weeks. And those benefits that I'm going to notice in that time is increased physical energy, cognition, mood, and metabolism function.
And that is, we can't really figure out an easier way to really lay that out. It jumps right out at you. You know what the dose timing, the frequency, and all of it is. So basically, reading those first 2 icons, you don't really have to go a whole lot further. That kind of tells you everything you need to know. So this is a big focus of the website too. We know that 1, our attention spans are decreasing, and they're decreasing partially because we're really busy and we have a lot of information being thrown at us these days. So we wanted to make it as easy as possible to get a quick overview, and maybe you need to get started with your goals, you're having some brain fog, you don't have the mental capacity to really sit around and research these products all day, you just want something that's good for energy. You didn't even have to go this far. You could have just trusted us on the quiz, bought the product right away. But if you want to go a bit further, then you have the product page here that gives you very simple icons, and you can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's really the focus here. We really appreciate all of our customers that are very in-depth into the science, and we want to keep pushing that information out to them, but we understand that not everyone is ready for that information. So the further down you scroll, the deeper down you go, the deeper you go into the knowledge. So let's keep scrolling. Here is a build your stack option. So a lot of these products, you can take them as a standalone and that's great. But for Erica and I and a lot of other people, we might need a little bit of Infinity for energy. But maybe we're also not getting a whole lot of magnesium from our diet. So we want a little bit more there. Or we like the energizing effects of Infinity, but we want to boost it up a little bit more and have a slightly more energizing effect. Then maybe you can combine it with L-tyrosine, which is the motivation option here. So what do you think of that build your stack option?
I think this is super handy, and since I already have a very fully fledged daily stack, this would definitely help me to identify what that's in my stack now is also helping and being synergistic with Infinity.
Yeah. So let's keep scrolling. And now we get to a slightly more information-dense section. So these are just our regular descriptions that we've had for many years, just in a more consumable format. So we keep scrolling down here. You can see what all of the different B vitamins are doing. We went really in depth with this one. So also, if you don't really know what B vitamins do, this is even a good page to learn just the basics about B vitamins. And that's really something that we are big on. We're big on education. We're all real big science nerds, and we want to be able to relay that information to you. And this is a big focus of the new website too. How can we make that as easy as possible? And here you have the stacks just laid out like they normally were outside of the stack builder. So you get a double up there. And this is a really nice new feature. Let's say you open up you get your bottle, you look on the back and you see that INFB CS1011224 lot number. That matches this little button here. You click on that button and then you get taken to the certificate of analysis. And there you can see exactly what's in the capsule, the amounts and how it's measured and the specifications. So this is really, we want to increase our level of transparency even more. So just having the certificates of analysis available publicly at all times. So the website is still a work in progress, and not everything that we've worked on showed up on this Infinity page. So let's go to a page that we know 100% will have everything on there, and we can show you one other really cool feature that we built in, the research snapshot page. So for that, we'll go to our Tongat Ali 10%. Here we go. Our 10% uricomanone. And if we scroll down here, you have a lot of the same information, of course. Time to notice full effects is, of course, different. It's 3 to 4 weeks here with immediate effects. You'll notice it right away, but it will take a while before you actually start seeing those real increases in testosterone and physical strength. Build your stack, same thing again. But now you can see here, for the potential benefits, we can expand details. We get a little bit more into the written stuff. But then here you can click here to read the research snapshot. And then we can go down and we are using an AI system called Consensus that crawls all of the different studies and then pulls a consensus out of there to tell us, does this follow the science? And then beyond that, we are asking the medical advisory board in the near future to corroborate that data again. So we have a completely independent AI system that has absolutely no bias as far as I can tell. They have no personal gain. It's a computer system. They don't have a personality as far as I'm concerned at this point. So this is a really good way to be ultra objective. And here you can see, for example, can Tongat Ali increase testosterone? This is a question that's obviously on anyone's mind when they're looking to buy a testosterone enhancing supplement. So here the consensus is yes, 100%. And you can see that this is based on 10 different studies. And we've highlighted a little bit of the It's a randomized controlled trial, it's a very rigorous journal, and it's highly cited. This is for one study, by the way. So here you can see all of the different studies, and you can just Google these and then see, okay, that study. So for example, this one, the effects of Tangad Ali on stress hormones and physiological mood states in moderately stressed subjects. And you can see that that study was a randomized controlled trial. It was a very rigorous journal. That journal is the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. And it is highly cited by other researchers. So 78 citations, and we can see that quite a recent study from 2013, so it's quite relevant. And the summary was Tangad Ali root extract improves stress hormone profile and certain mood state parameters, suggesting its potential for stress support. And this goes for another couple of studies for the testosterone boosting effect, and then we get into can Tangad Ali enhance libido. Here the consensus is not as strong. 60% yes, possibly 40% based on 9 studies, and here are some of those studies. So this is a really big new feature that we're currently building on for all of our new and upcoming products and some of our old products, so you can really dive into the science if you really want to nerd out. But let's go back to the homepage, because I think we have a very good overview of what the product pages are like. And I guess I forgot to ask, what do you think about this feature, the Research Snapshot page?
I think it's a really great tool, and I'm definitely going to be using this tool before we film the next couple of podcast episodes to do my research ahead of time, because Emil spends so much time reading research, finding research studies, and then pulling the most important information and conclusions from those research studies. But as a person with not a science background and not as much time to do that research, I often feel like I'm a little bit in the dark about what we're talking about until we've recorded the podcast, and then I learn a lot. But this allows me to actually follow along with that research that Emil has done and everyone at Nootropics Depot has found and compiled, and then actually find that information for myself just from the product page, which I think is a revolutionary tool.
Great to hear. So let's go back to the homepage. Okay, so now we are here at the homepage. Good to know, if you click on that Nootropics Depot logo, you will get taken back to the homepage. So if you're lost, you're in multiple layers of pages, just click that Nootropics Depot logo button in the left-hand corner and you'll be back to where you started. So now let's have a little go here. So the getting started, away from the quiz, this is where you can be a little bit more granular. So for example, right now, I'm feeling a little bit sore, so I'm gonna look for a supplement for pain. And here you have the pain and inflammation page, and you can scroll through, and all of these now have a quick overview of what they do. So on our previous website, this wasn't as easy. Now here you get tags, so for example, Relievix, we called it our best for relaxation and pain relief, which it certainly is. So again, if you don't have a whole lot of time and you just want to trust us, and you want something for pain and relaxation, then go for that yellow tag that says best for pain and relaxation.
I also really like how I can see the star rating above the product name. And for Relievix, this one has a 5-star rating, which I think it absolutely deserves.
Oh, and then before I forget, those same icons we were talking about earlier that are on the product pages are here too. And if you hover your mouse over them, you'll see pain support or inflammation, sleep, and mood. So it pops up. So you can see what all of those different icons are, or after you spend some time here, you actually just know what those icons are. So scrolling, let's see if there's other. Here's one, digestive comfort support. So if you're looking for pain, but also digestive comfort support, then the ginger supercritical CO2 extract is for you.
And I'm curious to look at the benefit icons here. It says it benefits gut health, cognition, metabolism, and inflammation.
Great.
This makes the shopping process really fast, and I think once you've ordered supplements a couple times on the new website, you'll start to recognize these benefit icons and identify what those benefits actually are. But in the beginning, it is a little bit of a learning process, and that's why it's really nice that these tabs are there next to the icons to tell you exactly what that means in the case of this product, the ginger supercritical CO2 extract.
Yeah, we have hundreds of products, so it can be a little bit overwhelming. It's honestly probably still going to be somewhat overwhelming here because we have so many different products and there's a lot to read, but it is more simplified and broken down, and you have the benefit of getting more granular. So we are on the pain and inflammation page, but we can further filter that, which is a very new feature. So for example, we have pain and inflammation. So I want something for my back pain, for example, but because of my back pain, I'm also kind of in a lousy mood. So maybe I want something that benefits both pain and mood. So I can go here on the left hand and select mood. So now I'm seeing all of the pain and inflammation products that also help with mood. And we're starting to pare these down a lot more. So you're not going to get a ton of options, you're just going to get 2 very targeted options here. So ReliefX, which is a really good mood booster in my opinion, maybe one of the better ones we have, and it's really good for pain. So it shows up here. And then we have Noble Kava. The Noble Kava is also in the ReliefX, so it makes sense that they're both showing up. The Noble Kava is just a different flavor of ReliefX. It's not as complex of an effect, but it's still really nice. And these definitely are really good options if you're in pain and you're also a little bit low mood.
For anyone who's watched our recent podcast on ReliefX, you would know that in ReliefX is a smaller dose of the Noble Kava. So just a little fun fact, and also a plug for the In Search of Insight podcast.
Yes. You can also filter by type. So for example, let's say I only want capsules, then you can go there and it filters it for capsules. Or you might be someone who actually likes taking powders more. Now you can take all of them and see which pain and inflammation options we have in powder. And then, of course, you can get even more granular and then also filter for a different type. Okay. You can also filter by dietary restrictions. So let's say you're gluten-free. If you click on there, now you get all of the gluten-free options, which, as far as I'm aware, is basically all of our products. You can also check for lactose-free, non-GMO, vegan, or vegetarian. So all options you can choose and filter down. So I think this is a really easy way to now get to the products that you need. What do you think about that new feature?
Definitely. I like this. It reminds me of shopping for clothing. And on the left side, you'll have options like color or style or fit. But in this case, it's for your supplements. So being able to use this website and have this familiar format makes it more pleasurable to use the website, but also more specific. And now I can really choose exactly what I'm looking for from a product, and the recommendations that come up are going to be really targeted for that specific need.
Yeah. Right, let's go back to the homepage and we can just click that logo. So now our medical advisory board, and here you get to meet them. I won't tell you all too much about them because that will take up too much time, but please go and read about some of our medical advisory board. For example, Dr. Lindsay Fawcett, we have Lance Dreher, who used to be, and still is, a very high caliber bodybuilder. I've even heard some rumors that he won against Arnold Schwarzenegger at some point. And we have Carrie Hughes, who's an ethnobotanist, and I really like her work. She also knows people like Terence McKenna and Dennis McKenna. So hopefully, well, not Terence anymore, rest in peace, but hopefully one day we can maybe have a nice conversation about ethnobotany with Carrie and Dennis McKenna. So that's the medical advisory board page. What do you think about a medical advisory board, and does it inspire more confidence in you about a company that would go to these lengths?
Well, to be honest, I want to read through the medical advisory board page in the first place because I don't have the best idea of what that actually is. But I can see that there's a lot of information here about what the medical advisory board is, why Nootropics Depot decided to create one in the first place. The first headline I see is Trust Through Transparency, and that already sounds like the kind of information I want to know when I'm purchasing my supplements. Is it actually what it claims to be. And I like the fact that I can see the faces and learn the names of the people who are basically vetting these products for purity and for safety. And that's really important to me because safety is a huge concern when it comes to the food that I eat and the supplements that I take, because if something's supposed to benefit my health, it also needs to be safe. And I really like the fact that that's just really clear and open, and that there are people, human beings with lives and stories that I can read about and learn a little bit about their background. That gives me some more trust in these people, and it also gives me some more trust to know that the research that's been compiled has also been reviewed by this group of experts, and then it gives me even more confidence when I'm actually ordering the product for myself.
Totally agreed. All right, so now let's go to our homepage again. Featured products, we already scrolled through this. We don't have to get any more in-depth. We're just going to get taken to the product pages that we already explored. And now you can click here to explore our third-party lab. And you can see some pictures of our lab in here, some of our partners. So we have our own third-party lab, and it's called Omniant Labs. It's separate from Nootropics Depot, but it is a lab that we have set up, and we try and do the science to the highest degree possible. So you can see the lab tour. It's quite significant what we built out there. And then you can see some of the other labs that we work with, like Alchemist Labs, which probably a lot of you are familiar with, Twin Arbor, Dyad, Eurofins, Meriu, Intertech, A&B Labs, Numega Resonance for NMR analysis. These are the best of the best labs in the entire world. And I don't want to toot our horn too much, but we definitely fit in there too. We have many conversations with these other labs. Some of these labs help us, and we actually sometimes help some of those other labs with their analysis and figuring out how to do things. So we're really integrated into the scientific community. We go to a lot of conferences with some of these other labs. We talk about the state of analytical science in botanicals. This is a field that is constantly growing. We're constantly learning new things. New instruments are being developed. So it's important for us to be connected to the broader scientific community. And that is something we've always been very passionate about. And that's also, of course, why we have our own lab, Omniant Labs. And of course, you can read the nitty-gritty about everything here. Back to our homepage. Let's see. And then let's maybe look at one of these guides. These guides haven't really changed much. They're still the same. Let's look at, for example, workout supplements. So here you can see what are you going to take for strength and muscle mass. You open it up, you see the products in there and some of their benefits. And you can go in here and get a little bit more granular again with the products that you want. And we have multiple different buying guides like this. So you can look at the one that best fits your needs and you can learn a little bit more. Now, if you don't want to do that and instead you want to listen to a little bit more of us, then you can go to the podcast page. And if you click Listen Now, you will be taken to the podcast page and you'll see a list of all of our podcasts. And here it's really nice because you can click on a little summary of what we talk about. You can see where you can listen to it, and you can buy our recommendations that we talked about in the actual podcast.
This is, of course, my favorite part of the new website.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about this?
I think this is great.
Yeah. I really like the pictures they chose and that were nice and big on the site.
Yeah, it's awesome. And for any of you who listen to the podcast, thanks for listening. And you know that this is a place where you can get some really, really in-depth information, research about specific products, but also some more casual, just life anecdotes about the way that we take products, how it affects us on a day-to-day basis, and what other things are related to the products. For example, different food groups or some cultural ideas, or even sometimes a slightly political conversation about the nature of pain and how we deal with it. If that's your thing, definitely check out the In Search of Insight podcast.
That's a very good plug for our podcast. Couldn't have done it better myself. Well, and then here you have the blogs. So let's just, Canna, I really liked writing this blog. So these are blogs that I have written. I put a lot of research and passion into these. These are also a good outlet for me to get even deeper into the research and do it with some purpose. So I research and then I put it all here into these very detailed blogs that are also quite visually rich to make them a bit more interesting. So if you want to learn more about Canna, this is a good one to read, obviously.
This is another resource that I've used to do research on products before recording the podcast, is to just go through and read the blog post. There's so much information there. And one thing I really like that Emil adds into most, if not all of the blogs, is a large section on the traditional use of the plant, where the plant actually comes from, where the origins are of its use. And that gives me a much better idea of why did this plant become important for people to share with each other, and why is it still important for us now, and how can that original traditional use inform us in the way that we take the product today?
Yeah.
So last but not least, this is the frequently asked questions section. And I do think that this is probably my favorite part of the homepage after the podcast section, because I think from these questions I'm reading now, these are the questions that I ask myself as well. Why should I buy from Nootropics Depot and not another brand? What are nootropics? This is a question that we get all the time. And for those of you who are experienced, you might not need this information, but for those of you who want to recommend nootropics and supplements to your family and friends, this is a great place to send them to, because they can learn directly from the source. What are nootropics and why should you be interested in taking them? That's super relevant. Are Nootropics Depot products safe? These are the kind of questions that come up for people all the time, and you can get answers from our team just directly on the homepage of our website.
And if these frequently asked questions don't answer all of your frequently asked questions, then you can go to the More Questions tab and you'll get taken to our Support tab. So you can see some more product support, questions about shippings and returns, even blogs and articles. If you want to become an affiliate, for example, you can learn a little bit more about our affiliate program here, about our in-house testing, legal information, order support. So everything you might want to know is in this portal. Let's see. The last thing that we'll go over, or maybe the top sellers. Let's see what changed here. Yeah, same thing again. It's just a lot easier of a layout. You can just go through all of our top sellers, and you can just, if you trust us, or actually don't trust us on this, our top sellers are dictated by our customers. So these are the products that our customers like the most. If you want to trust our customer base, and you could just put these products directly into your cart. You can go here. Oh, I actually went to the product page there when you click on the bottom. But if you want to make it even simpler, I really like black ginger. I'm gonna just get 180 count, add it to cart, and it's in my cart. So straight from that page, really easy. The last page that we'll go over is why ND. So this is really our origin story. If you want to learn more about us, why you would maybe want to take a supplement from Nootropics Depot, and how we look at the world, then this is a fantastic page to explore. You can see our mission. You can see our medical advisory board. You can see our certifications, like our ISO certification for the lab, our CGMP certificate. All of us are CGMP certified, so we know exactly what we're doing when it comes to cleanly practices. So you always get a clean, safe, well-tested product. And you can join our community. If you click here, you'll get taken to our subreddit. I'm moderating the subreddit. I'm interacting with a lot of you on there. So if you want to have another conversation or start a conversation with some of our diehard fans, then go to Reddit. There's a lot to learn there. If you pose questions, we're a very open bunch and we will help you out. And that wraps up the whole site. But we have one last surprise. We also did a lot of work on our mobile site optimization. As time goes on, Phones are getting bigger, more advanced. A lot of people find it easier to actually look at things on their phone. Maybe if you're sitting on the couch or you're commuting to work, or even now that you have Wi-Fi in airplanes, you might want to just scroll on your phone and learn a little bit more about nootropics. Then obviously you need a really good mobile experience. And we thought, why not take a bike ride, go out into the field and show you how the mobile website works in an unconventional location. So, without further ado, we're gonna get our jackets on, it's kind of cold outside, and we're gonna take you on a ride through one of our favorite areas close to home, and we're gonna have a little chat in front of a windmill. See you soon.
See ya.
Alright, we've made it to the field for our field test so we can show how you can use our website out in the real world and not in the comfort of your own home. This was something that was a little bit lacking on our previous iteration of the site, so we wanted to spend extra close attention looking at how we can optimize the mobile experience, and personally I think we've really nailed it. So let's have a look at the website.
We're greeted by the same homepage, and I'm going to take the quiz again.
So this time, let's look at a little bit more of an active lifestyle in terms of the quiz. Because we're out on a bike ride, we want to figure out how can we optimize our physical performance.
For that reason, I chose that my focus for these supplements is fitness. Well, this is awesome. The first products that come up are creatine monohydrate, beta-ectosterone tablets, Tongat Ali 10%, and Systemax. And for those of you who know about Emil and I's daily stack, you know that we love Systemax, and we also really love taking creatine monohydrate, although we haven't been taking it in the past few months.
Yes, but we did actually order some, so we'll be taking it again soon. One of our top sellers is Tongat Ali 10%, and that comes up here, of course, because it is one of our most popular supplements. But I'm looking at this, okay, it helps with testosterone, it helps with stress, muscle mass, and libido. That's great, but I want to learn a little bit more. Then you can click on the Shop Now button. And that brings you to the product page. And now, if you scroll down on the product page, you get greeted with the same product usage, the 100 milligram dose, the flexible dosage, dose frequency, how to take. This is the same as on the desktop site, very easily accessible on the mobile site too. You'll see the benefits, when they kick in, if they have acute effects. You can build a stack here to expand on those amazing effects. Here you have the product overview, and that goes over a little bit more in-depth detail, some extra details about what it does, how to take it, what kind of effects you might expect. And then the most important part for me is the potential benefits, if you want to expand details. Goes down, and then if you go down a little bit more, you have the mechanism of action, the overview of the science, and now you can click there to read the research snapshots. And the research snapshots, as we discussed earlier, are a way to make sure that we stay true to the science. We're a science-based company. We want to show everyone that we're very serious about the science and that we're looking at science-based supplements. So this gives you, again, all of the research. And this is great because a lot of us commute and we have a bunch of extra time on our hands and we want to do a little bit of research, look around at the products. This is a great way to do it on the mobile site. So you don't have to do all of this at home on your desktop. You can just do it wherever in the world you are. On an airplane if you have some Wi-Fi even, in the train if you're living in an area with a lot of public transit and you take public transit to work. Please don't look at it while you're driving though.
But if you live in the Phoenix area and you're taking one of those driverless Waymo cars,
yeah, that's a great way to make your Waymo experience even more interesting. And there's of course a lot to explore, and it is getting a little bit chilly out in the field, so I think we're going to wrap it up here. But as you can see, all of that functionality that we've built into the desktop website is here now too. And maybe as a parting gift, Erica can show you how to order a product.
Oh, yes. Let's actually order this Tongat Ali 10%. I'm going to go back to Nootropics Depot's website. And we're actually going to order ourselves a bottle. I've already logged into my Nootropics Depot account, so that makes it really easy to order the product.
Really easy. You're scrolling up and actually making it hard on yourself. The whole time there was an add to cart button down there. So it loads really quickly. We're not going to go through the whole process of doing this. We don't want to put in a fake order for the warehouse to cancel. But you see how it works. It's very smooth. And that's also a big piece of feedback we got on our previous website. It was really hard to order on mobile. So we wanted to make that experience more easily accessible to everyone. So with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed the nice view, our shots of biking around here, and we're gonna go warm up with a warm cup of Mushroom Magic Matcha.